Hello guys, this is Kyleth, and we're still working on the bow. Now, I left in the last episode where I was filing down this, and if I remember, I'll do like a before-after shot of this bow, or this part of the bow. But you can see right now it is really taken down by a lot. So, as I also said in the last video, if you can buy a smaller piece of wood for this, and not the 10 millimeters that, or is it 20 millimeters? I think it's actually 20 millimeters that this is, then do it. I think you only need, for the widest point here, about 10. Yeah, about 10, actually even less than that. Anyway, so you can see that right here is fairly thinned down, as well as here. It's actually curved in a bit here, like a sort of hourglass shaped. And on the other side, same thing. I actually had this come off on me when I was tillering it, to test it if it actually holds. And it didn't for that test. So I re-glued it, took off a bit more material, and now I can, bring it out to the 27, or is it 27? Maybe like 25 inches. That's good enough, to be honest. And this isn't really that strong of a bow, I don't think. It's actually, yeah. And yeah, as you can see, I have the bowstring on it still from tillering, and I'll take that off right now. It's actually fairly easy. Right here. Now, what you want to do is you want to put it against a surface with one end against like a table or something, and then the other end on the ground. Then just push in on the center of the bow, and it'll of course bend. Then you can take it off, and then just really easily slip it off there. And there's your bow, unstrung. So in this episode, we're gonna finish up, the last of this. And do I need gloves for that? Yeah, I still need gloves for this, because we're gonna do a bit of filing. I'm probably not gonna speed this part up, just because it's just going to be, fairly quick. There we go. Make sure the camera is there. Okay, so there is kind of a curve inwards here, just very slight, and I'm going to make that a bit more pronounced and clean it up. I can do this best. Okay. Good enough. And then I need to clean these files eventually, but for now it'll do. Now, just clean it up. Okay. Later on, we're going to go over this with sandpaper. Sandpaper. There's actually a bit of glue in there, but that'll go away. And then, yeah, that'll be that. And what I like to do is actually make just, this here is like just fairly raw corner. So what I like to do on my bows, or yeah, this one's actually 2 bows, is just go over it very lightly. That actually isn't very light, but get rid of that corner. Okay, that's that. And now, the tips right here. I'm just gonna take, where is the file? This file right here cuts a bit better, and I'm just going to do basically the same thing here. So, now that we have it like this, comes the fun part. The sandpaper. And should I have, here's my leather. You can't see it right now, but I'm also going to take an eraser and just get rid of any of the other markings. I'm going to go away with sandpaper anyway, but might as well. Is there anything here? No. Yeah, I'll do that separately. Anyway, so now okay. 2000, that's 800, 2000, 1000, 800, 400, 220, 100, and 60. For this, we're going to start with 220, I think. Don't want to take off too much material. Fairly nice, and you get the point. So I'll come back once I've done that. What I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna take 220, then go up to 400, 400, 800, and then 1000, 1000, and then 2000, and that should be fairly nice. So I'll come back when that's done, because it'll take a while. Today we're going to be making the bowstring. Now I'm just going to get straight to the point. This is some nylon thread, and you can see it's fairly thin actually, and somewhat elastic over a distance. And that's why you turn it in to this. This right here is a bit thicker, as you can see. So what we do is I'm actually going to need to get a blade from Okay, so what I believe I did for this string, for my other string, is I got okay, there's people outside. Okay, so basically, I don't know if I can even get this all in. If I do this, and this. Oh well. Okay, so what I did, took my string, or thread, nylon thread, and I measured out 2 lengths, or 2 bow lengths of it. Okay, so that's right there. But that is not enough. The string you make, or thread, or rope, whatever, the bowstring you make out of this will, compress itself almost. It will get shorter. That's the point. And then what I just do is, I think I'm actually going to just take another bow length of this, This isn't measured out, this is just great. My spool of thread has just made its way across my entire garage. So, then to cut it, just like that. So, then you take your 2 strings, or threads, then you get the middle of that. So, right here, this. And this you put into your vise. Or do I want to tie this first? Actually, I think I'm going to tie this quickly. Just, yeah. Simple knot, like that. And just get in there fairly tightly. Then take your 2 strings and, well, you can't see my hands. Okay. So if I remember right, you take your 2 strings, you then roll it. So you see my fingers, they're rolling it in this direction, for this string in this direction, and for this one in this direction. So for this one clockwise, this one counterclockwise. So like that, and then you switch, then you keep doing that. And historically, you do have devices to create rope, and I could also see bowstrings. But for 2 bows, you can do this by hand. It'll take you a good hour, maybe. So basically, I'm just going to be here doing this. And what you do, if it gets too long, is go tight. Usually I have 2 clips. Don't know. Just like that. And it won't unravel, or just the slight bit it will. And then you put that in here. Like so. And then you continue. It's also an exercise in keeping, you know, both hands twirling the string, the thread, at the same rate. But it also hurts your hands after a short while. But, oh well. So, I'll come back once this is done. Okay, so I'm back, and I have the string here, which will become our bowstring. And this took me about, I guess, half an hour, I'd say. And I'm just gonna cut this part off, and then the end here actually got fairly frayed, you can see. And I just put a double knot in the end too. Okay, that's interesting. I've just put a double knot in the end to tie it off. And okay. There we go. So, string. Can't actually see how long it is. It goes from one end of the bow to a distance over the other end, which is good. So, now we need to tie it on. And okay, so I'm back again, and I actually have the page open on my phone. So it's like this, then once through here, and then I believe once through like this. Then if you put your hand here, you can say 2 fingers. And then pull it really tight. Okay. That seems to work. I don't know how much of that you got, but I can't do knots. Let's put it that way. I never really learned any knots. So. This one to here, then come over to here, and I think we're just going to do like maybe 2 inches, something like that. Then like this. Like this. Then I wonder if I use the end. That seems to have worked. A bit. Okay, you know what, that's gonna work. And then place it on the middle of the bow. And there you are. Oh, this is interesting. There we go. That's that part. I'm going to